So Trent is going. No surprises there. And there's been some interesting banter going around involving him and Bellingham and their adopted children coming back to visit Anfield. I find it humorous, to say the least. Obviously, everybody's entitled to feel the way they want to. I'm disappointed more than anything. I'm not surprised. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. If he didn't go for free, he wouldn't go at all because he's not good enough to be bought. Not by Real Madrid, anyway. And I think a lot of top teams would think that way. He is a liability defensively. I've seen a suggestion saying that he's really going to be a companion for Jude Bellingham. In hope that they can get the best out of him because he won't be lonely. I can see that happening. I could see him being a bench warmer. I honestly feel that if Real Madrid wanted a new right back, they'd go out and get someone virtually unknown, a young lad who could stand in for the right back they've got now and perhaps take over in a couple of years. Not Trent. It'd be interesting to see if they have a change of tactics, so to fit him in midfield somehow, or perhaps as a wing back where he's not expected to do as much defensively. You know, if they played with three at the back, three centre backs. We'll see what happens. I'll keep an eye on what happens with him. With mixed feelings. I won't be sure if I'll be supporting him or just hoping he doesn't fall flat on his face. I think their fans will be ruthless if he has bad games or bad moments, and I fear for him for that. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think we'll go out and buy a right back. I think we've got, if Joe Gomez stays, if Kwanzaa stays, that's one right back and two backups. So I don't think we'll see a new right back. I don't think we'll see a big spend. Anyone that knows me or see me online will understand that I don't think FSG are going to do that. They've now spent big on two centre forwards and got burned both times. You know, Andy Carroll and now Nunes. I think they'll go for the usual 40 to 60 million bracket, where we seem to get good value for money. So if we get a forward, I'd expect someone not on the radar. Certainly not a name that we've been, unless we can get one of those names for cheaper. You know, if Sesko's going for 45 million, we might throw a hat in. We'll have to wait and see. We've got our list. I suspect most fans will have players on their minds who they'd like to see. We haven't really got any idea what the club's going to do because we only hear about those things through the press, and the press aren't really a press anymore. They haven't been for decades. What you find is if, for instance, a football writer is linked to a club, does drop stories about a certain club, he won't say anything that club doesn't want him to say for fear of ruining the relationship with that club. And it's the same in any aspect of journalism now. It's very rare to get a journalist that speaks the truth. They only speak what authority wants them to. I see Salah's got the FWA's Footballer of the Year award. Well done to him. He's got a few awards coming his way. I don't think he'll get the Ballon d'Or. I don't know when that's even announced. I can't see him getting it because although we won the Premier League, we didn't win the Champions League or any cups, and I think they'll probably pick the winner of the someone who's won the Champions League. Although you think, the Premier League has got to be the hardest league, especially in Europe. So he's a member of our team, the winning team of that competition. It's got to say a lot to him, a lot for him. You know, he won it all the way back when he won it, and I don't know what he won that year. We certainly didn't win the league. I've just seen the press conference for the Arsenal game. There was no surprises as usual. I think Bradley will start against Arsenal. I don't think Kwanzaa will. We'll see, because you can't really be blamed now for switching off, in my opinion, because we've won it, and I think maybe the club will want to put a few players in the shop window, or Slot might want to take a look at them in a competitive match, so to speak. I would like to see Chiesa get a start. Whether that should be against Arsenal, I don't know. I won't be surprised if we lose, but it'll be worth it for the Guard of Honour. So one thing I'm not quite sure about is are Arsenal in the FA Cup final? Because at this rate, it could be another year that they've won nothing, and very fitting, I think. Still no news on any definite leavings other than Trent, or any definite arrivals. No news on anything that's going to happen with Man City. I suspect very little, because they won't want the brand Premier League to be affected, and ultimately groups like the owners of Man City will have way too much influence over that brand, which is why I can see games abroad happening at some point. What do you think? I can still see something along the lines of the European Super League happening, to be quite honest. And it's owners like Man City's owners that could pave the way for that. That's really all I've got to say for now, really. Yeah. So I might make a new video on Sunday morning, and probably will Sunday tea time. I'll do a little bit more learning in video editing kind of thing, so I can make this a bit prettier. And I want to start gaming channel like where you see me ugly mug getting extremely frustrated gaming badly, because I do. If you've got to do something, do it bad. That's not how it goes, is it? Anyway, I'll see you all Sunday. Enjoy the weather. You can have a walk along.